code RPGLB25 at checkout for 10% off your order. Plus, for every 10-ounce bag purchased, Dragon Roast Coffee will donate $5 directly to NAMI. Additionally, you can purchase an exclusive RPG Limit Break tumbler, available only for this event. This stainless steel dual-insulated tumbler will keep your brew of choice warm or cold all day. Ready for wherever and whenever your adventure takes you, for every RPG Limit Break tumbler purchased, Dragon Roast Coffee will donate $15 to NAMI. What are you waiting for? Get out there and fuel your adventure with Dragon Roast Coffee today. All right, everyone. My name is The Tree. This is RPG Limit Break 2025, and are you ready to get silly? Are you ready to get Chthonian? Are you ready to look into the face of Cthulhu Saves Christmas? This is a medium difficulty run of the game from Alphena. Let's do it.
All right, welcome everyone to Cthulhu Saves Christmas. I know we're doing Christmas in May, but don't worry, I think the game will catch up with us in time.
Christmas just comes earlier every year. What are you going to do?
Well, it's going to be Christmas Eve for a while, so it might all wash out. I just want to go ahead and address one thing real quick. Is one of the mechanics in this game that we are going to see a lot does come up with the word insane. For respect to NAMI and all of the causes that they are behind, we're going to be referring to that as a team as dark mode. So ignore that every time you see it on the screen. It's just going to happen.
It's Cthulhu.
All right. So we'll get the run started in 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Go.
Hello, and welcome to Cthulhu Saves Christmas. And if you enjoyed the story, that's about how fast it's going to go the entire game. So if you can try to catch it, good luck.
Yeah, a short version, Cthulhu opens a present on Christmas, which he never gets a present on Christmas, and now his powers are stolen. So that's not great. Can't take over the world without the powers, so we got to go get those back. And Crystal's here, and Crystal says, if you save Santa, you can get your powers back. And Cthulhu is like, really? I got to do this? Okay.
So, back in 2017, I believe, here at Limit Break, they ran Cthulhu Saves the World. This is the prequel game. This is what happened before he had to go save the world.
Yeah, which first Christmas, then the world. Makes sense to me.
Which is great, because here we're trying to save Christmas to destroy the world. So you can tell it goes very well.
Yeah.
But I guess as far as some things we've got here, I mean, we started off by setting it up to where we're always running. That way we can just kind of get through it as fast as possible, collecting a couple chests along the way so we can get different equipment, kind of boost our stats, make it a little bit easier.
And we're nicer to my hands.
Yes.
Yep, very important.
The other reason the text is flying so fast is we do use a macro that was timed based on how much the current runners of that time could mash through this entire thing. Because when you have the controller plugged in with these games, the keyboard is not disabled. So the fastest thing to do would be to do Z and space on the keyboard while mashing A. And if your hands hurt just thinking about that, mine too.
We got a blessed run here, which is nice.
Yeah, we enjoy seeing that.
Except it didn't.
Yeah. So
I hear you, but it didn't.
Yeah. So the basic mechanics of the combat is you see these skills in the bottom left. That top row is consistent. We can go in the menu and set what abilities are there. The bottom row is completely random. Any move in the character's move pool could show up there. So there's a decent amount of RNG in terms of, do we even have the abilities we want to be having to try to take on these fights? And this is the first boss, and characters are dying. You can see how quickly it can get out of hand.
Yep.
And the only other one that is actually set is the bottom right one, which is our defense, which basically will reset our abilities and give us new abilities. So we don't run out. We just have to constantly defend to get them back.
Right. Defense isn't actually... Yep, we're going for the status. And, yep. Yeah, defense is not actually used to negate any damage or reduce any damage, really. We're using it because when we use it, the abilities go back on charge. And usually, we can only use any ability one time before we have to recharge. There are items and abilities that negate that.
Why?
And those random abilities will get re-randomized.
Yeah, also random, the bosses. And Jack Frost is not being very kind.
Why?
It is not. So we get to then, I mean, I don't know. I always get a little grateful when this happens because welcome to Cthulhu Saves Christmas, where anything can happen. Will the boss suddenly just kind of hit you harder than more life than you have?
Probably.
It
Why
might.
is this not working?
It's really only a matter of time. Which on that is actually a fun mechanic of this game. And one of the reasons we want to try to beat these fights as quickly as humanly possible is as time goes on, they do more damage.
Mm-hmm.
So as it goes, it gets harder and harder to stay alive.
Yep. So we want to finish fights quickly because we're speedrunners. We also want to finish fights quickly because they will absolutely.
And in a set of attacks that, you know, every time run this game works without fail is not working.
Right.
Yeah, that's another one.
So this could
Yeah.
happen.
This
And it will be.
This absolutely can and will happen.
No,
So,
absolutely.
one other thing to mention is you'll see the Unite abilities that Alphena's using here. So, each party member has their own Unite ability, and it's essentially their super common move, and you can only use it once per battle for each of the party members. Crystals is a pretty powerful AoE attack, which is helpful, and not as helpful as we're hoping at the minute.
Right. That's what
You ever heard that
the
moment
thing
where you like second guess that you put your game on the right difficulty?
is this secretly raving. So that is the part of the thing that's kind of fun with these
I know what we
difficulties.
didn't do. I know what it is.
Did we not do the menu?
We did not do the menu.
That'll do it.
All right, we're just gonna, because it's not gonna take us but a minute, and it'll fix it, and this will actually get moving, because it won't.
So to rewind everything. Hi, welcome to Cthulhu Saves Christmas, starting just now.
This will not
Oh, that
mess
will
with the estimate, because this is the stuff I built plans in for.
We did. And it's, I mean, in the end, it actually gives us some fun time to talk about the different mechanics in the game and little things that go on, because sometimes it is a lot in a very rapid, short amount of time. Because not only do we have the randomization of abilities that are going on, things are hitting harder. The longer the turns go on, our Unite abilities get stronger in power. So we're having to balance RNG of your abilities, timed with what the enemy is doing and who they decide that they want to attack. And they seem to always love hitting Crystal, our healer, which you just love. Followed then also with, you have Hyper, which if you look on the left whenever we're in combat, you'll see the little green pips that are going up. Once it fills, the character goes into Hyper mode, which will typically boost damage, but not only that, different abilities will change how they interact. So say if it's, oh, I'm going to hit one enemy, now I hit an entire row of enemies. And so we have to try to balance, yes, Hyper at this point, I need this, but actually I also need regen, but hang on, I need a heal because I'm about to die.
Yep.
And it is a bit of a delicate balance, and that is what honestly makes
There we go, we did a
medium
menu.
mode a lot of fun. Easy, you can get away with a lot of things. Medium is where it starts getting a little scary. Raving is bad time.
It is a difficulty in the video game, last I checked.
Some would say one of the difficulties of all time.
Some would say. But to add on to the Hyper thing, one of the really useful Hyper abilities there is Crystal. One of her heal abilities when in Hyper mode turns into Regen, which is a regenerating health effect over time for the whole party, which is a very helpful ability and often will be one of the best uses of the Hyper for our healer.
And we'll have a couple different characters that are like that, where it's while there is that delicate balance of trying to see what we get, what can be good, and what cannot not. We have a couple things that are pretty regimented. Crystal's regen is one, especially very early in the game. Later on, we'll have a character that's very regimented to chicken power.
Yeah. Everyone has their role in the party, for sure. Cthulhu is primarily our damage dealer.
Stop, Jack. Just stop.
And Crystal primarily our healer. We will get a couple more. And now we're getting into our buff that we talked about, where there we
It's
go.
Beautiful.
Done.
We'll get back to that
We'll
later.
get more into that later. First, we have to play. Have you played a Persona game? Great, you know what we're about to do.
Welcome to town, where we will choose where we want to spend our time, and how we choose will give us a different reward. The nice part about this game is it tells you exactly ahead of time what you're going to get. So here we're gonna spend some time with Crystal, go on an expedition, and go to the post office. And one of the fun things in this game is the number of
we're not going to the
references.
post office. We're going to the mall.
Nope, we're going to dress up as Santa real quick.
You know what? 'Tis Christmas in May.
Yep.
And that will happen. That can happen with the macro. It can rapid fire through real quick.
Yep, so we're going to get our third and fourth party member, Baba Yaga and her chicken.
Cluck, cluck.
Yep, gotta love good old Cluck Cluck. So let's talk a little bit about the random encounters in this game. They're not exactly random. You'll see in the bottom right corner the battles, and you'll see that slowly tick as we walk. And whenever that gets to the third meter, there's going to be an exclamation point over Cthulhu's head. If you hit the input button when the exclamation point shows up, that allows us to skip the random encounter, which as you do that more often, it's supposed to be harder to time it. But since we have a macro that does a bunch of the mashing for us, we can hold that and never get a random encounter ever.
Now, if you're playing this game on your own as a casual game, which I do definitely recommend because the humor
Very
is
good game.
hilarious, you can see that there's that count there. It'll tell you that you'll only get 10 random battles in this area before it stops counting. If you want more, if you were like, hey, I love my grinding in RPGs and I want more levels, you can do that.
That is an option in the menu to do.
Where am I? There I am.
So bigger sword, bigger equipment.
Yes.
Like the basic structure of this run as we get into it is we go to town, we talk to people, we get some equipment and abilities, we go into a dungeon, we pick up some equipment, we do a menu to pick up a bunch of equipment to fight the boss, to then do it over again about 8 times.
We'll
Something like
also do some of these ability swaps from things that we've learned over from beating the previous boss and the skills that we've gained. Like Plague, for example, here, which is going to be used a lot. To immediately start off with poison spreading across the battlefield, because poison is probably the MVP of this run.
Poison is very good. So this fight we're going to get poison to start taking down everyone because it's good. And also that middle enemy is a healer, as you can see for everyone else. So we want that guy gone as quickly as possible.
Yep, the Yule Cat is not my friend in this particular instance.
It's weak to physical, so we try to focus that as much as we can. But otherwise, yeah, it will just keep on buffing. We have the Yule Cat and the 7 dwarves, but the game engine only allows for 5 enemies.
Yep, there were even more than 7 dwarves in the cutscene, I think, so I'm not entirely sure what.
There's like 9.
There are quite
Oh,
a
you're right. I
few.
think there is 9. But it's
Ooh.
great because even in the game, and the humor of this game, why it's highly worth playing, is they even make a comment in the game of, well, we could have just had you face more waves of dwarves, but what fun is that? That's just more of the same, and that's not very fun.
Yeah,
So we just didn't.
we just didn't. So, Crystal going down here, that will happen.
She is the squishiest.
Crystal will not make it out of most fights.
She is the white mage, so white mages do what white mages do.
Okay. Sorry, I'm having to like rethink through some
Yeah.
of this because we did miss one. But it's all right. It's fine. No, it's fine.
Yeah, so how the town segments work in this regard is as you, for example, go to the post office has a set storyline where you can go into there a certain amount of times in the game and get set encounters for the second time you go there. No matter what day, we'll always have that same encounter and you get that reward. So some of these we're going because we want some of these rewards. Some of these we're going because we want the reward the next time that we can go to that place. So combination of setting that up and getting what we need to deal damage now and survive now.
Yep.
And the last town section, we get a nice couple of items for Baba Yaga, which is going to be fantastic. It helps her really get her poison power up very early by boosting chicken power, which is her whole mechanic. She will basically generate chicken power as this fight goes on, using different abilities, and the more chicken power she has, the harder her abilities are. And one of those is to apply a very spicy poison tick onto the enemy. Another one is her Unite ability, which is extremely high damaging shadow damage onto a single target. Probably one of the hardest hitting if not
probably the
hardest
hardest
hitting
hitting single target ability that we can do.
Especially if I set it up just right.
with the Unite and Hyper and also 200% chicken power. It is just bless.
And letting it go for like later in the fight too.
When it gets that boosted damage. It's so nice. And we're also joined by Belschnickel, who, yeah,
He's here.
he's a man, a good friend of Santa. Everyone knows him.
Yep, everyone in this party is a good friend of Santa, right?
Somehow.
And Baba Yaga, who's upset because she doesn't get presents from Santa, so she's going to make him pay.
There is that.
Yeah, that is a plot point.
No abilities here.
And here in Candyland, it is the story of the Nutcracker. So we have the Mouse King to face, which is fun on this set of enemies. We have to focus on the right one as quickly as possible because its whole job is to power up the other two, which is not good. And there's the power up.
Yep, don't appreciate that.
No.
And the Mouse King can be a little bit scary because as you might be able to notice on Cthulhu, he is now poisoned. Mouse King has a chance every time he hits to poison our team, and he's doing very good at poisoning.
He is on it today.
Yeah.
So now that we have our full party, you can start to see kind of the roles that everyone goes into. Cthulhu is our primary damage dealer. Crystal's our white mage healer. Barnacle does a handful of things. There's a defense boost, which is helpful. Can deal some extra damage on some of these enemies. And Baba Yaga uses egg.
Egg. All the chicken power.
All the chicken power for all the egg. That is her primary purpose because ailments are very powerful.
But you will see, not so much yet, we'll get into it more, but don't be surprised when an ailment fails.
Yes.
We know.
Yes.
So one of the things that's really interesting in this game, other than poison will go off, which is very nice. But other ailments that we will cause or that is caused to us is an interesting mechanic of the game called ailment HP, which is basically, it's somewhat randomized, but basically it's how much of an ailment effect has to hit the enemy for that ailment to take place, be it confused, be it anything else along the way that we use. And so one of the things you'll see us later doing is spamming Charm a lot, because if it can go off, it's great. When the enemy hits itself, it does a lot of damage, and we like that. But it is one of those things of you might not get it on the first try. You might not get it in the second or third. But every time it whittles it down to make it just a little bit more likely on the next use. And here we've lost Baba Yaga, which is okay.
At this point, it's not the worst.
Yeah, Baba Yaga really starts shining about after this boss. The bosses after this will start living a little bit longer, and the slow whittling of poison is what really does a lot of help. This one, it was rough because, I mean, normally you think you can get to this section with only one of your characters getting poisoned.
Mm-hmm.
Having 3 right off the bat was a bit much.
Definitely makes it a bit rougher than
Just a little.
an average
Getting to
fight.
be a bad Christmas. At this point, we're Christmas Eve, what, the 12th or
17th.
17th?
There are 31 Christmas Eves, if you didn't know.
I think there's more than that, actually.
It's like, is there more than that?
Yeah, in the
Like
story, they stopped
42.
counting.
Yeah, they do actually reach a point where, like, no.
Is
we're done.
Christmas Eve the... I don't know anymore.
There's a lot of Christmas Eves.
So I said they might catch up to us in May. It's fine.
And suddenly reindeer. Which has now told us that there's chaos going on with the reindeer. So we're going to go check out and see if Santa's over there.
Yeah, so the version of the story is that Santa gets kidnapped by some legion of evil, and we
Christmas League of Evil.
yeah, whatever the name is. And we get told, hey, if you fight this guy from the League of Evil, he knows where Santa is, and you beat him up, and he says, well, I don't know where Santa is, but if you beat up this guy, he'll know where Santa is. And Santa is in another castle a few times before we get anywhere.
It is the Super Mario of Cthulhu. Your Santa is in another castle.
So, couple items we are equipping. We are equipping the cat ears, which has that charm effect for the enemies that we mentioned earlier, getting the enemies to hit themselves and their allies, which is very helpful. I also have a hyperizer, which allows us to get an ally into hyper mode whenever is possible, which may come up.
It is not often that we'll use it. It's more so if things get a little off kilter and we have an issue where
we
have to
haven't
do this,
seen
do
that in this run.
No, it's been going so swimmingly.
It's the best run I've had in a long time. I don't know what you
If
guys
that's
are
the
talking
one
about.
thing I enjoy the most about Cthulhu Saves Christmas is just how just regimented and how well it goes every single.
No,
not an
It's
issue.
horribly consistent. We know exactly what
Horribly
abilities
consistent.
we are going to use. We know exactly what the bosses are going to do at any given time. This is the most consistent speed game I've ever seen.
It's great. It's nice that when you have like 5 enemies on the screen, they don't all decide, you know what, I will attack Crystal.
It is nice when that happens.
That happens?
Hey, Crystal got hit.
Good timing. And I don't think the charm went off, so everything's going.
Hey, look, Crystal got hit. Can we go for a third? She's vulnerable.
Yeah, but she's vulnerable, which means she'll take even more damage the next time she gets hit. And the charm didn't go off again, so everything's going wonderfully is what we're getting at.
So while we listen to this amazing soundtrack and wonder if we're going to make it through, maybe we can get some announcements.
Yeah, absolutely. In the spirit of things going wonderfully, I have a donation from someone who I think you know is very wonderful. It's $25 to Nami from Arthur Two Shits Jack, who is spending Alphena's money because they're too busy running to stop me. Less than 3.
So, egg.
Incidentally, we thought about getting a second shed to play Cthulhu Saves Christmas in.
Maybe that's the solution.
If you get multiple instances of the game running, they have to not attack Crystal in one of them, right?
One shall be safe, just one.
Yes, multiverse Cthulhu theory. I see where your head's at.
In the
Oh my
infinite
God.
Cthulhu-verse, Crystal's safe in one.
You know, I'm not against this idea.
If only there was something that actually helped us with that, because the best part is coming up in like the next walking section that we're going to have, we get a great item that helps Baba Yaga not get hit. So that means Crystal can get hit more.
At least Baba Yaga can egg.
This is true.
Which is
true.
The best part about this too is, so we can bring up now, there is candy strats and jolly laugh strats.
Hopefully, we won't see either.
We can only hope.
We-
Based on
we
how
will
things
see
have gone so
one.
far, one of them is happening.
I think we're already jolly laughing.
Yeah.
I don't know, but
No,
So-
we can't jolly laugh yet. We can only candy right now.
So after Baba Yaga can apply a nice poison onto the enemy, there does come a situation where basically party members just start falling down like dominoes. And there is one character that out of nowhere during one of these runs started doing really well, and that's Belschnickel, because he can heal as well and has high defense.
but by the way, fun fact, poison can finish off enemies in this game.
Bless.
In the next game by this wonderful developer, This Way Madness Lies, it cannot. And having speedrun that game, I'm annoyed.
I mean, fair.
It's like the amount of times a boss is alive with 1 HP. I don't understand what that's about. By the way, Cluck Cluck speaking normal English right now. Don't worry about it.
That's great.
We have a different
This is-
walking pattern. I'm concerned.
And the music in this section,
Mhm.
this one hits really well.
Yep. Now, music in this game, like,
If you like Christmas music, this is the best version of Christmas music.
it's a very powerful one over here. Just gonna go out of our way and pick that up for Crystal. If she cannot get hit and use it.
That'd be nice.
I apologize for my coughing. I have been laughing too hard. Oh, goodness. Because everything goes so swimmingly.
This is pretty standard for me.
Oh.
I mean, this is pretty standard Cthulhu.
This
But yeah.
game
Oh, it
will
is.
fight back, but in a fun way.
It does. We love it for it.
Now, this game loves to hate you, I would say.
It does.
It just makes it even more fun to play.
The main optimizations in the map parts, since we're not really worried about random encounters, is know your chest and go.
Knowing which ones you need, which ones you can avoid, and as the difficulty gets harder, there becomes a lot less that we can avoid. And the 80% you can avoid.
And 90% you can skip a lot of that. The ones we went really far up our way to get, you can absolutely skip that and be all right.
I cannot.
Yeah,
You all saw what happened when we didn't menu.
it's true.
It's true.
And that's off the first boss.
And there's the item we mentioned where Baba Yaga now has a stealth robe and will not be targeted as much. So if Crystal gets targeted more, blame the chicken? I don't know.
Yeah.
Blame the chicken, blame Santa, blame the Eldritch God. I don't know anymore.
So we get to start off with that poison, get it ticking, and then
Crystal gets
eventually...
hit.
Yeah, she does. Oh my god.
Are we sure she's not the tank of the party?
If only.
That's what they tell me.
But the one thing that is actually really nice... Hey, look, Crystal got hit. The one thing that is really genuinely nice about this, too, is while we can apply, like, a nice base level of poison here, it's doing probably, I think it's somewhere like 39 to 40 damage from the start, is that we can always go back in and replace it with a stronger poison, which is what we're going to definitely be doing with here. And this is honestly one of the best fights to showcase it. It's like, now, there you go. Poison's 39 damage coming from Plague. Right off the bat, a turn one, kind of, yeah, okay.
Yeah, if it wasn't clear, the more chicken power Baba Yaga has, the more poison damage. Which is pretty good.
Yeah. And what's nice about her hyper, actually, is like right now it takes a lot to charge up. We have to go 4 turns with her to finally get to hyper. But what's great is after this one, we're not too worried because then it immediately comes a 2-pip. She starts getting hyper constantly, which is great.
Chicken power is the best power. It's what I have learned.
Not too long ago, chicken-powered poison completely changed this run.
It did.
It is quite good. And as we mentioned, it's not... our party members are going to die throughout this run, and as we get later on, we're going to get more bosses like this, where there's more than one enemy on screen, and this is where things can really spiral if it gets out of hand, because of just the action economy. Just the enemies have more turns, we have less turns.
And every time they hit harder.
They do.
Yep, and they do hit harder the longer this goes, so stalling is not really an option, but also stalling means more poison ticks, so...
But therein goes the show. It's like the left bell, 39 damage of poison. The right bell, 398 in poison. So like while our techs there, some can hit really hard. A lot of them typically hit for about as much as poison or even half as much. So it is a big game changer. Unless even the jokes before with Elfschnickel being very tanking, there's kind of the candy strats, jelly laugh strats of, well, if we get good poisons on there and he's the only one left, he can just sit, heal, laugh, and try to stay alive while everything just slowly goes to poison.
And we've not done that a bunch.
No, not at all.
Never come up, because this is a perfectly consistent run. We never have to get that far.
But I do want to take a moment and just appreciate this music, though.
This track goes way harder than it needs to.
And there goes one bell.
Yep, there's our unite ability with Baba Yaga being really good.
One thing that's nice too, whenever we go to actually attack one of the enemies, it actually will tell you the amount of HP that the enemy has left. So you know exactly how much you have left to go, which is really, really nice.
Yep. That can help us make our decisions, because as I'm sure you have caught on, we have a plan, but we're going to have to improv at some point. It's the 31st Christmas Eve for those keeping track at home. So how does this work? Do you get a present for every Christmas Eve, or
No.
no?
No.
No?
We have the family that only does Christmas. You hate to see it. In that section, we had a lot of that is going to be a lot of setup for later runs. We get a couple items that we don't really even use. And now we get to the really, really fun boss.
Yep, super
My
spooky
favorite.
dungeon, super spooky boss, so it fits.
This dungeon is actually one of the hardest to move around in. It might not
is
look
deceptive. That's for
It
sure.
is.
but some of those bones, not all of them, some of them have hitboxes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we didn't really talk about how some of these random things you see on the overworld maps do have hitboxes, and it can be very easy to bump into them, and that's annoying. You can certainly lose some time.
You get caught up and like, what am I stuck on?
Oh yeah.
Come on.
It's like, I am an eldritch god. What is this pebble doing in my way?
And so sometimes it seems like maybe I took the longer way around. It's because it's the smoother way.
Yeah, those pebbles have hands.
But one of the things that's kind of nice as we're going to get through here is we actually are going to get an item that's going to keep Cthulhu constantly regenning, which will help us quite a bit. We actually get something that allows Cthulhu to keep using his Dark Blast, which will actually put the enemy into the dark mode that we were talking about before. So one of the things with that mode, and that I don't know if we've actually mentioned,
It hasn't really come up yet.
yeah, because this is where we typically will try to use it and try to end this fight. You can hit them with that, and it does a lot of great damage. And there's actually a lot of items that will, if they are in that mirrored kind of mode, it will do more damage. The challenge is that comes with the enemy also doing more damage, and that is yeah.
Good thing they don't do a lot of damage already,
Oh,
right?
definitely not. Especially, gosh, this boss. Which is why it's my favorite. We're going to face Gryla,
Yep.
which is known for possibly just deciding one of your party members should be one-shot for twice their HP. It's great.
No, that won't happen. Don't worry about it.
So,
This is my favorite boss because it's just a normal enemy in this way Madness lies.
it's true. I remember the first time I saw it, I was like, what are you doing here, Gryla? But this is where like Belshnickel's going to really shine, because this is where if he has hyper, he's applying defense to the team. We need it, because otherwise Gryla will one-shot somebody.
Yeah,
The first thing
that
but-
hyper defense up buff is it is a necessity.
and
And
the
the-
first thing we're starting with is cat ears. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And the reason we do use that on hyper is because when it's not on hyper, it's a single target defense. Because it's hyper, that makes it the party wide and makes it a lot more consistent for our use.
So we got the first charm, did some good damage. Second charm, that's okay.
And that's what we have to try with the cat ears immediately on Gryla, because otherwise she's going to hit us before we even get the defense buff up. Everyone's drastically under-leveled compared to if we've been doing random encounters.
And
So we-
can, in the first round, in one shot.
Yeah.
It's like, has anyone not targeted Crystal the first turn in this round?
I haven't been paying
I
attention.
don't think so.
I think they've
Single one
targeted her.
has been, Crystal, you look tasty today.
This one's supposed to be a joke game.
You've got quite a treasure in your heel.
Oh no.
Speaking of.
Oh no.
I think the game's telling me to shut up.
Oh no.
Coming soon. Crystal percent. How quickly can Crystal just get attacked to death?
This is fine.
Everything is perfectly fine.
Bell's just gonna do his
we
job.
We have the chicken power. We have a strong poison.
Bell's just gonna look. See, he's got this.
Which we can show up then Belshnickel's heal that he's got, the candy heal. What's nice-ish is, obviously healing is great. The problem is his heal, like, oh yes, that character that's a little low, I'll heal them, cool. Now that character has taunt up, so they take more hits on the character that's weakened. And half the time, like, oh, they're also now vulnerable too. Oh, that's great. No, taunt is great. So his heal is very much a double-edged sword. So we try not to rely on it, but when Crystal's laying on the ground, having a little nap, we have to.
You gotta do what you gotta do. And this is,
Yep.
again, when you have a boss dealing this much damage, having one less turn in the turn order is less than ideal, I would say.
Yeah. Still got about 8k health left to burn through.
But you can see just the power of the chicken poison, the 600 damage per poison proc, which is twice what a strong Cthulhu sword swing can do.
And that is why we need it.
It's like, so this fight gets real out of hand real quick because we need these 600 damage poison drops, and she's dealing more and more damage as this goes.
It goes level 43, like it.
Oof. Yeah, 143 when we have about less than 300 HP per party member. It's not ideal.
Which, I mean, this gets the chance. There we go. Speaking.
Mm-hmm.
There's the unstoppable buff
Unstoppable.
coming in clutch.
I was gonna say we get to talk about Unstoppable. One thing that's nice if you ever see the heart, it's got a little halo that goes bouncing up and down on it. That is Unstoppable. What's nice about it is you can drop below 0 HP. You just have until your next
Fine.
turn.
That's the extra damage from dark mode.
This is fine.
Hey, Baba Yaga's.
Maybe the little less fine.
Only Unstoppable.
No.
He lived.
He lived.
Good point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that is Gryla.
Yep.
This is where it's the this is where things can go. I typically have jokingly called her like the run killer of times are great, it's going really well, and then Gryla happens.
It's definitely where the game has a difficulty curve happen, because the next boss is also very capable of killing our hopes and dreams.
This is fine.
And we love that. What a lovely Christmas. Merry Christmas,
Merry
everybody.
Christmas, everybody.
What would you like for Christmas? I doubt you death. You're welcome.
Yeah, there's what? Including Gryla here, 4 more bosses left, and any and all of them can murder us at any given time. It is great.
2 set. Well, 3.
Well, 3 and 1 has a second
Oh, I meant to.
Yeah.
phase. However you want to look at it.
Including that with the 3.
Everyone to look at it. These last few bosses are mean, is what I'm getting
A
at.
fun phase and the less than fun phase.
We'll get there when we get there.
Yes.
Why?
Well, hey, if you've got a second,
Crystal.
we've got somebody out there watching who's looking to
Yes.
help the run.
Please.
Zaz
Send us
sending in $20 to Nami. Helping fund Crystal's hospital bills. Watching this run is 100% worth giving my signature. Thank you so much for the helping hands.
It's a start.
Oh.
And as one of my moms, yep, Zod does know what Crystal's hospital bills look like.
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe she'll live one of these fights.
I'm not counting on it.
So
Oh.
are we at the reverse jinx point where I have to say she's going to die every time, or are we just
True.
accepting that?
I think one more. I got one more.
Are we in the acceptance or the denial? I don't.
I don't know. At the moment, I'm just trying to see if I can make it.
This is the positive run. You got
I'm sorry, were you talking
everything's
about
legal.
acceptance? And are we doing the stages of grief now?
Yes,
You-
that's where we're at.
Welcome
Okay.
to Cthulhu Saves Christmas. Yes, we
Understandable.
definitely are.
Shout outs to Church, who in some of our previous runs showcasing this game, we've had the moments of, you've got this, it's okay, it's going to be fine. You know what, after Gryla's twice or 3 times in a row, it's like, you know what, you don't got this. I don't believe in you.
And usually that becomes the one that gets through. Okay.
Yeah, special shout outs to Church and to Alphena's Twitch chat for keeping us sane.
I do, especially Church, who actually was the first person to run this game. Not this category, but the game. And that's still worth noting. When I went to Church and said, I'm gonna, go up in difficulty, Church basically was like, why?
You were warned, okay? It is worth
my
mentioning.
sweet summer child.
It's worth mentioning there were warnings that were ignored at some point in this process, and now we're here.
And now we're here, and everything's fine.
It's going great. We've got great chicken power.
We have all the chicken power. The chicken power is what's keeping us
We
going.
have
We
just
believe in
chicken
the power of
power.
the chicken, and I don't know what else to believe in anymore.
Golly.
Merry Christmas.
This game is definitely fighting back today.
It is being very Cthulhu Saves Christmas.
Yep. you know, sometimes we just go by no problems, and that's maybe 2% of the time.
If that.
I don't know. Has that ever happened, Alphena?
Yeah, it's the current world record run.
Yeah.
There you go.
You know, that was the one time the game was nice and was like, yeah, here,
He's like, yeah, sure, whatever.
we'll throw you a bone.
You know what? I'll give it.
Like, Merry Early Christmas.
The other time it happens is typically the practice right before coming out here.
Typically.
That one did
Because
not go well.
No, this time, yeah. But on the previous ones, oh yeah. There's been plenty of them like, oh, it's going to be great. It's going to be easy. Crystal's dead.
Yeah.
Well.
All I'm going to say is in most Lovecraftian fiction, there's some sort of warning that somebody decides to look past at some point in the process.
I crack up because in the end, like, we can always like come in and hope like, oh, we hope it just goes real smooth. But at the same time, like, I don't know. Part of it is if we came out here and everything went just absolutely just
this is the
fantastic and smooth,
authentic.
it would be a lie.
You're getting the authentic Cthulhu Saves Christmas experience at the appropriate time of day for it, I would say.
You know what? Yeah.
Kermit, you have anything to add?
Creamy, help us.
Kirby,
I think Kermit gave all of his commentary to the last run, and
you know, I do not blame Kermit one bit.
Oh my goodness.
yeah.
But no, despite,
But we
like,
believe in the power of the chicken.
we do. In chicken we trust. Chicken arise.
The chicken power will save Santa,
We
I believe.
There's the quote: "The chicken power will save Santa."
in chicken we trust. With great chicken comes great responsibility.
I mean, you did wait for the Spider-Man runner to be here, didn't you?
It's all about timing.
But no, like I was gonna say, despite like the craziness that can, excuse me, the just, you know, when the game decides to not be your friend, it's honestly it's what makes the run the run. It's such a fun thing of like everything's going great. Then what happened? I started to say it's almost like the equivalent of current day playing Blueprints. And you're like, I just need this room. I just want to draft that room. Please, game. I don't need another red room. I don't want the gymnasium.
I really don't want the weight room. Thank you. I had 80 steps.
I'll also say, please play this game if you actually fight your random encounters. Like a normal
not this
person,
hard.
it's not this hard.
No, and it's really a wonderful game too. And like
It's such
it
a fun
has-
video game.
It's kind of the joke of it. The party is, you know, a 5-person party if you include Cluck Cluck. It's honestly a 6-person party because in the end you have the narrator who is a character who they will talk back and forth with. Cthulhu makes fun of himself. I'm like, what do you mean? This is my game.
If I'm the protagonist here, what are you talking about?
It's great, and it makes such fantastic.
As the protagonist
references.
and Eldritch God Cthulhu, if you could do a little more damage at some point, I'd appreciate it.
So we are getting the Dark Blast territory too, constantly just hitting it. It's just how it should run. Look,
Yeah, mirror mode.
go well.
Mirror mode is helpful when everyone is alive and
Doing their job.
willing to contribute. Yeah.
Which is my favorite part, because like now, like, oh, a 90 hit. Oh, that
Oh.
damage.
How clean.
This game had enough fun showing us
Did.
what could happen, and went, okay, now you can continue
Okay,
the game.
fine.
We'll let you keep going.
There's great references like to Cthulhu Saves the World. There's references to other games like Final
Hey!
Fantasy VI and the Expeditions. I got a good feeling.
Yeah, that's not the toughest boss in the run technically, but it's probably the scariest.
So that's the one that's going to trip me up more than the other, because we're going to get some items to make some of the other bosses a little less scary.
Intimidating. That's the big thing is after this we get a lot of those kind of things. We get group heals. We get different little things that
Yeah.
make it a little bit nicer. This is the one that's just.
And here's some of the things you're missing from the macros through the town sections. You have the gang playing hockey. You have Cthulhu starting his own cult. You have Cthulhu being Santa Claus.
Yeah,
You
that's
have
Cthulhu going to the mall and picking up a manga.
Yeah. You have someone trying to ship a bomb through the post office. Why? Please don't do that.
We stopped it. Hold on, we did stop that from happening.
Did stop it. Cthulhu is objectively the good guy in this scenario.
And my favorite is honestly the cult assembly, where it is a cult assembly of former Cthulhu worshippers, and they're just upset because he let them down.
And they don't recognize him either.
Yep. You also have Crystal being a good friend. You have visiting Baba Yaga's chicken house. It's like, no, that is literal. It's like, and many more misadventures. Like, this game's great.
It is great. And at this point, we've gotten the warning that Santa is being held at Tenenbaum, which is like Yggdrasil, just more Christmassy.
Yep.
Which I don't know if you want to explain then the maps, because this is always the one where it kind of comes up and it's great reference.
So when the team that made this game, Zabot Games, at that time was a 2-person development team. It's now a 1-person development team, but this one was done by 2 people. They had, about a year before, released a game called Cosmic Star Heroine, which is also amazing. Honestly, if Zabot made the game, I'm going to tell you it's amazing. Slightly biased, but they're all great.
They are.
And so they put a lot of work into Cosmic Star Heroine, because if you look at that one versus any game that they'd made before it, that made giant leaps and bounds towards what they put out now. But understandably, after making the massive game, they were a little exhausted. I can imagine that. And so they went to make this one, and they were like, okay, we got to do something to make this a little easier. And they decided to reuse some of their maps and just give them kind of a Christmas broad stroke
Candy cane.
over color.
Ornaments.
So like some of these games come from their Penny Arcade games and things like that.
Which the icons will be reused too, which then is great when you decide to run multiple of the games. Like, oh, I love this ability. That is not the
That's
ability.
not the ability.
That is not good.
Don't
No.
miss the miss chest.
Thanks.
The most missed chest in the game. The one that's right by the stairs before the next boss.
Yeah, that has a mist thing in it.
Yeah, the mist dress. It's so great.
It's a very important menu because we're going to fight Krampus, and as you probably already know, Krampus is a meanie.
He is.
Yeah, that's the mistress, and then this is okay.
We get a lot of things that are going to boost
Yep.
damage. like
Eldritch Egg,
poison
very
damage.
good at getting more poison damage. Which
A lot of
we
things
do
that
love.
do more HP. We get the irony of getting a coat for Belschnickel that allows him to reuse Jolly Laugh, which he doesn't know yet. He will actually, in between this boss and the next boss, which in this one will be back to back. Which is the one phase is great. The next phase is less great.
Yeah.
This is fine. I don't know what anyone's worried about. We got through Gryla. It's all
Exactly.
easy sailing at this point.
Are you trying to tempt the game, Alphena?
Maybe a little bit, but
Okay, as long as that's on record. That's all I care about. So,
Krampus.
as we know, Krampus shoots fire from his hands, as Krampus does.
yeah, that's how that goes.
As old as time. And hey, Crystal got hit. So this is our phase 1 of the fight. Krampus is honestly not too terrible.
Could be worse.
He does a lot of he just does single target attacks, hits units. The big thing is as the fight goes on, he has quite a lot of HP, and over time he's just going to hit a little harder, and a little harder, and a little harder. So with the next phase, it could be a little tougher, but with this one, it's not too bad.
No, just
That's
have
what
to
we're-
think through it a little bit.
This one, we're getting our chicken up. We're actually going to apply that poison, kind of whittle away on the abilities that we have, then we'll do some good damage, reset where we need to if there's nothing that's right there. One thing there, actually, Baba Yaga now has access to Clockwork, which is a great little ability that when Hyper will apply to the whole team, actually speeds up your whole team. So you'll go from where we only had 1 turn in between the boss attacks to 2 turns.
like we were talking about, that turn economy does add up in both either our favor or our negative. And we're trying to make that in our favor.
Yeah, definitely in our favor with Krampus here, which is helpful.
Don't mind me, I make lots of little thinking noises.
No? Make all the thinking noises you need.
Yes. 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 I have my next little plan. We're good. It's fine. I think.
The nice thing there, too, is Crystal finally, at this point in the game, now has her AoE heal, which is really, really nice to have and will be a real game changer in fights from now on.
Yep, I do like when our white mage can heal the entire party. I've heard that's a helpful thing to have in RPGs.
Possibly.
But I don't know.
I mean, depending if anyone else gets hit other than Crystal.
Wait, that's allowed?
Hey, Crystal's missing HP right now.
Maybe we can get some more things towards Crystal's hotel bill or hospital bills. Not hotel, hospital. That word.
Oh, goodness.
I mean, depending on how long the stay is, you could do one and then the other. The extended recuperation would be nice. I feel like she deserves it at this point.
Yeah, based on this run, she's going to need it.
Probably, though, we want to start with the hospital before the hotel, just thinking out loud.
Like, so you're saying to book the hotel next to the hospital?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Actually, take that turn.
It's funny because Crystal's the one goody two-shoes in this party too, and she's the one who has to take the brunt of it.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, the Crystal got hit.
Vulnerable. Ouch.
Let's try. Check all in the dark mode.
Dark mode died. I do love the little animation changes when the enemies are in dark mode.
Hey, that
There
worked
we
the way I
go.
wanted it to.
Yeah, using dark mode so he deals more damage and charm, so he deals more damage to himself. Very nice.
Yeah.
Oh, fight so nice we do it twice.
Yeah, but this time we have our new body.
Yes, which is Gnarlith Thotep. An ongoing joke of who's going to pronounce it this time. Gnarlith Thwep, Gnarlith Thotep, Gnarlith Thotep.
And so you do notice that I am focusing on Gnarlthotep. That is intentional.
I mean, isn't it a thing for Eldritch gods to have their names pronounced differently every time?
Sure.
And also include syllables and sounds that our mouths can't make. You know, good times.
Yeah, good times.
But no, so in this one, the thing that makes this fight a little bit intense and a little rough is that we have Krampus is still doing a lot of his single target attacks, hitting pretty decently. Gnarlith Thotep. Yes.
Christmas tree.
No, it does a lot of AoE attacks, and so you get everyone getting a little bit worked down, and then that extra heavy hit on top can just sometimes be enough that oops, we lost a party member.
The action economy that was in our favor when it was one Krampus is significantly less in our favor when there is also a tree.
There's that nice group AoE damage. That was nice.
Yeah, but we definitely want this tree gone and gone as fast as possible.
But there with
I mean, geez, I guess. You don't have to... You could have just told me to go.
We want to keep tree, not the one that's trying to bite me.
Oh, right, okay.
Now, if you start trying to bite me, it's going to be a different conversation.
I don't know how to follow that.
I just was going to say, I approve. I think this is great.
We're setting healthy boundaries, okay?
Exactly.
But this is one of the things I was going to say where it's kind of nice, like we're focusing so much on Gnarlith that, okay, we'll throw the poison on Krampus so that can keep ticking really heavily while we focus elsewhere so they'll die kind of around the same time.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm just going to say, I hope our host isn't an Eldritch God and leave it at that.
No comment.
Well, it's fine. Crystal will take the first hit for us. It's okay.
I'm just gonna jam out to the music while this is going
It's
on.
so good.
Yep, things are going according to plan. Everything
Said
goes according
I feel like
to
every time
plan.
you say that, things start to
Hey,
go
Crystal got
not
hit.
the plan. Krampus, can you target anyone else?
No. That's a given.
I was waiting for it. I was genuinely
Yeah.
waiting for it.
Yeah.
I'm paying attention. Everything's
one thing
going
that is
according
nice-
to plan.
One thing that's nice with Baba Yaga and her ability that actually raises her chicken power is it actually heals herself.
Yeah.
So she's a little bit self-sustaining, which can be very nice.
Like, Baba Yaga is the MVP of this run.
It
It's
is.
not especially close.
Which is, it's such a fun little dichotomy, because like if you then look at the 80% run, it's kind of the ongoing
You're like,
joke of
what
like,
is this Baba Yaga
what do
doing
you
here?
do with her? Like, she throws poison, but the enemy's already done. I don't.
The enemy's already
Okay,
gone.
her damage is kind of subpar. It's
I mean,
so
speed
funny.
up is good.
Yeah, and that was her thing for the longest time. It was just she clockworks.
Yeah.
She's great for.
Like clockwork.
She casts haste.
It's like, yep, she can do what 90% of JRPG characters can do. Thanks, Baba Yaga.
And so that was the one thing that was kind of fun. And then going into this mode was all of a sudden the wow, she is kind of the star.
Yep, and the easy difficulty, Cthulhu just hits.
Oh, and that one, yeah, that's one thing that's fun too. In the easy mode, often you'll just go right into the dark mode right off the bat. It is
Oh,
just
yeah.
they'll hit me a little harder. It's
They hit me harder. Why do I care?
yeah.
Cthulhu just hits.
It's fine.
There's even items that will help you go into that mode right off the bat. The manga being one of them.
Yep.
And yeah, it's like now you're like, oh, I could use that. No, absolutely not.
No.
No.
I need to control that very carefully.
Yep. Who knew reading manga meant you deal more damage and take more damage? I'm sure.
Ninjitos. I know what they were reading. Got to figure out what they were reading.
I mean, what type of Christmas manga? I have no idea. I assume it exists.
Yes.
Yeah, so this fight's gone on long enough these guys are dealing damage.
Mm-hmm. Source was really picking up.
And you, if you've been paying attention to the story, you might think, oh, Krampus kidnapped Santa Claus. That makes sense. This is the final boss, right?
It is
Spoiler alert.
It is not.
It is not. Also,
Ooh,
Santa's still
okay.
not here. Oh, like,
No,
Oh.
Santa was here. You saw him.
Yeah, Santa's there. We will get Santa, but yeah, it turns out there's someone else who's behind even everything else.
naturally.
We should be. You've got poisons rolling. They should be low at this point.
And
Double
what
stun is
those?
great. We love to see it.
Because their poison does still tick while they
Yeah.
are stunned.
Remember
Oh, yeah.
when we
Good
said
idiot.
stalling
Go.
wasn't the best idea? Well, you know, sometimes it works.
And the sad thing is, we actually do have access to Jolly Laugh at this point. The problem is, it's a random ability, so
Yes,
he
it
has
is.
to hope that he gets it.
Is it in that bottom row?
No.
Nope.
Oh.
No.
Time to recharge.
If we do get it, then we're probably fine, because he can just sit there laughing his way while poison just ticks away.
Come on, chicken power.
We're just gonna roll for Jolly.
There we
Never
go.
mind.
Oh, all right.
Whew.
We are down to our final town section and our final
Thank you, everybody.
So, a couple more social links,
Yep.
and we'll be on our way to the end of the world.
I got a good feeling. So this one, honestly, this town section for the most part is items we're not
Chicken.
really going to use. This is more safety strats because in this
Yeah.
last section, there's quite a few chests and they're all filled with very useful, very powerful items.
But there's always that chance that I accidentally miss one.
Yeah.
So I love how sometimes Cthulhu just leaves the party behind. Like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I got to get my power back right now. You guys, like,
He is an eldritch god on a mission. I must get my powers. So, and this being the map that you're seeing here, kind of going through houses and walking around, it's where it's very easy to miss a little chest tucked away in a
it's so
corner.
easy to get lost here.
Yeah.
And also very easy to get caught up on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so many corners to get caught up on.
But at this point, it has been revealed that our great evil is the ghost of Christmas future. And he's trying to take over, I believe, all timelines. And
Yes. Welcome back to the multiverse.
yes.
Yeah.
We've got a donation that's strangely appropriate for this point in the run.
I'm
Glad to hear it.
100% on board
Yes.
for that.
RPD234 donates $5 with the comment, "The eldritch forces I associate with are intrigued by the developments of this run."
We appreciate
I'm just saying, in the infinite multiverse, Crystal has to be alive in one of them.
This house.
There has to be one multiverse where we're doing this run right now, and Crystal is
the
thriving.
hero we wanted,
She's
but not the
hero
one we
we
need.
need.
Oh,
It's okay.
gosh.
This is gonna be the fight where she makes it.
There's the most important chest in this entire section.
Yeah.
That's the chest that makes Crystal's gentle rain be able to be repeated every single turn because we'll need it.
Yep, without being able to recharge, which, yeah, healing, I like it when our heal bot can heal.
Which I guess we can go ahead and share the surprise, because the big thing that we're going to actually have at this point is not only do we get to face the Ghost of Christmas Future, we get to face a lot of our previous encounters. Jack Frost is back. The Yule Cat is still healing. We still have the Mouse King applying poison, and Mary Lou decided to show up as well.
Yeah, when we talk about action economy, it's not fun in this fight.
And it goes back to that, I think they would have put every boss, but engines, we can only have
Engine.
5.
It's
So,
bad enough
sure.
with 5. I
I
don't.
can't even imagine.
I don't
And
want
Harry
any
Blast
more.
and
No,
Krampus
thank
saying
you.
No.
No more needed. Oh, I did miss a chest. Okay, it's fine.
Oh. Like we said, it is
yeah,
very,
yeah.
very easy to miss one.
At least we didn't miss the miss chest.
This is true. And hopefully we got the most important item, the gold coat for Belschnickel. There you go.
Yes.
With the greatest thing, it increases the amount of XP he gains. There's one fight left.
So in case you're having that moment of like, wait, how much is left? Yeah, no, we know.
It's one of the beautiful things that's added at the end. Like, oh, I get more XP. This is the last fight. All right, well, thanks for that. But here we go. So this is our final fight in the game. The biggest thing here is, again, it goes back to the Yule Cat is got to be the first one to be taken down because it is still healing, and all of them do have more HP. So unfortunately, it's not as simple as, well, I attacked it twice, it's gone. No, it has more.
He's pretty strong now.
And definitely just a heads up to the folks over there on the timer. The time will be on the last hit of everything, so it's coming up in some form of soon.
We'll get there.
And it doesn't have to be technically the Ghost of Christmas Future, but
It probably
It
will.
probably will
99
be.
times out of 100 it is. There's been, I think, one time where it just didn't
One
work out. I think
time
Mary Lou
I
managed
had
to stay
Mary
alive.
Lou at the last
Yeah.
one, and I was just kind of sitting here like, how?
Why?
How? How?
The true villain all along. The ghost of a reindeer. A Welsh one.
I mean, she has the horns down, so...
And Again, can we just appreciate the music?
The music, so good.
There's that healer.
They also got to shout out the soundtrack of This Way Madness Lies, which goes so hard.
Really good.
Yeah.
Same sound team part.
Yeah. If you ever wanted a JRPG where Shakespeare worlds are being attacked by eldritch horrors and you have a team of magic girls that go and defend them, that's the game for you.
It is incredible. It is just as good. I mean, the whole Zaybot games, they're great. They
Yes.
are honestly fantastic.
Highly recommend everything by this developer. They're all great.
Special place in my heart for Breath of Death 7. I'm just gonna say it.
Which, if you're wondering, okay, but what about Breath of Death 1 through 6? That's not a thing. It started with 7. Which is still my favorite thing about it. Because I remember the first time you even told me about that, it's like, what about the others? There isn't.
That's it. That's the one.
That's it.
Why?
I counter with, why not?
We don't live in the universe where there was 1 through 6. I'm sorry.
2 different multiverses.
In the infinite multiverses, there's one where 1 through 6 exist.
And Crystal's playing them.
Probably. Crystal's thriving over there. She's having the best time. Which, all of us being poisoned.
There
we go.
Quite ideal.
No, and that's the rough thing with this. If you can get the right sequence of abilities, you can take down the Yolcat very quickly, immediately turn over to get the Mouse King down and stop the poison, but... So that's the one of the things
That's
too.
not this
we haven't-
timeline.
It is not. But that's one of the things that it's kind of funny about the ailment and the ailment HP is there's actually a couple items in this game that will tell you, oh, well, you're immune to this. You can't be impacted by it. The irony is, no, it just puts your ailment HP very, very high.
that
So if
you
the fight-
really shouldn't ever, but it's
If the fight goes long enough,
It's possible.
you will get poisoned.
The joys of being underleveled in your turn-based RPG speedrun.
it's fine.
Which I don't know how underleveled we are. We should have, what, like 10 more levels by now?
About 20.
Yeah, I think it's.
Oh,
like 20.
boy.
Yeah, it is substantial. It
Yeah,
really,
it's,
really
it's
is.
closer to 20.
And I mean, you could try to route in doing some of the random fights. We haven't really mentioned it, but the random fights that come up, some of them are very easy. Other ones can be harder than boss fights.
Mm-hmm.
We've had a couple that it gets mean. So it's one of those things of, oh, you can.
Yeah, you can if you really want.
Because we looked at how to route in safety strat basically to have Jolly Laugh before Krampus. No.
I mean, if you're interested in speedrunning this game and you want to prove us wrong, please.
Peace.
Please, there's a Discord.
Right, so we get some safety here. Crystal does have Unstoppable.
Unstoppable is helpful to go below 1 HP once.
Yeah,
Also helpful if you're having heals.
about that HP.
Yeah. How about that negative HP?
Yeah. I know how I'm going to do this. Maybe not.
That is a lot of negative HP.
That's a lot of negative damage. I don't know if the tape is
little?
going to fix it.
I might be.
They sure are really wanting to attack her.
What else is new?
She's okay.
All right, we live it.
Oh, I didn't expect to recover that one. I'm not gonna lie. I got a little bit less okay.
The bright side with Baba Yaga actually being able to defend is her defense does still actually apply checking up. So we do still get more power, even if we defend.
Yeah, but if you're taking nothing else from this run,
There we go.
egg.
Egg. Nice clockwork going in there for turn economy. Crystal.
It's okay.
They really want Crystal.
They want her gone.
It's okay.
Yep. Goddamn, poison's rolling.
But
So it might take a little bit because it's the having to think through like, okay, what do you do? How do you keep everyone up?
Yeah, especially in these later game bosses, gotta think on your feet.
Nice stun.
Nice.
Yes. Nope.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Plan forming. Plan forming.
That was a solid hit.
Yeah. Now, Rat King is getting there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, down to about 700.
Yeah, a couple more poison ticks will do it.
He doesn't have the
Yeah, he didn't have the
He
BP.
doesn't have the BV poison, yeah.
All right.
And again, the longer this goes, the more damage they do.
Yeah.
Worth remembering. No particular reason.
Do that, so I can do that.
Good lightning. There you go.
Nice.
Mouse King down.
2 more.
Poison on both of them now, ticking strongly.
Requirement. What is...
5K,
No.
7K.
Not yet.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that would be buzzing it.
Okay.
Ooh, boy.
I don't have what I need.
Yeah, we're missing a Jelly Laugh.
Yeah. Jelly Laugh would be real nice.
Yep, I just need to... Yep.
Yeah, really full health there, which is nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's the vulnerable.
Vulnerable, okay.
Just...
Which poison? We'll take on that. And chicken power we trust.
It's basically what we're trying to do. And
The bright side is every other turn is a very nice heal.
Yeah. And we can do it infinitely, in theory.
no. Nope.
No.
No.
Oh, that wasn't the right. It's fine. I'm distracted by the fact that it was a retry, not a continuation of the fight. That's all right. It'll be better this way anyway.
Yeah. As have been mentioned, 100% consistent video game.
Totally. They don't all decide that one character should just all be attacked by all.
Well, they attack Cthulhu that time.
Just gonna go a little bit less. That should...
Yeah, that extra heal can get brutal. Just the longer they hang around, the less time poison can tick.
We're just gonna go the very, very safe way through this so that we can bring the run home. I saw what I got down there.
There we go.
All right. This is a better start.
Yeah, I wanted to actually quite a bit quicker.
It's got some better rolls.
Mm-hmm. All right, go get that big poison applied over to the Ghost of Christmas Future, so I can start ticking. Focus on Jack Frost now. He's the next weaker target, health-wise.
And also
Still
allows
does a lot
you
of
to
damage.
get towards row damage a lot better.
True.
Like that one, I don't really have a lot of the abilities that are going to be most useful for me.
Yeah.
Get the defense across everybody.
Now, the issue is that if you get a couple bad rolls, things can spiral, and when things spiral, it can get really hard to get back in control. If the game wants you to stay in control, then we can theoretically cruise along. But that's not the authentic of the Safe Christmas experience.
Yeah, you get the sequence of like, come on, give me a good ability. Then re-roll. That's a lot of the same abilities. That's not, no.
Yeah, that's
Anything usable. Okay, 1. That's something.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, game.
I'd love to spend my hyper turn re-rolling.
Done that.
But there we go. Down to at least 1 row left.
Yep, slow and steady.
Not yet.
So, are you really sure you want to look into the harder difficulty?
No. Not at all. I just promised someone I would, and I already hate it.
What could go wrong?
Oh, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be great.
Well, there's Jolly Laugh. Gotta roll it though. Okay, this is gonna be fun.
So this is looking nice. Good charm. Uses the chicken power to apply a lot of that ailment HP. This is a nice little solid hit across the board.
Let's do that. Yes.
Yeah. Healbot healing, chickening.
Chicken is chickening. Schnickel defending. Cthulhuing.
Oh, I meant it. It's fine.
Right side though. It looks like we're in a nicer spot now.
This is a much more advantageous position.
The RNG has definitely today been a little like, are you paying attention? Are you listening? Because we're gonna make this challenging. This game definitely wanted to show off all of its.
The game knows where we are.
My favorite's always going to be then wait for the next run. Because then it'll be absolutely just smooth as can be and no issues.
Meet us in the practice room afterwards. This will be smooth sailing.
No, I'm not doing another one today.
Oh, I didn't say right.
Okay.
But it is that kind of just funny thing. I'm just like, okay, well, because it can be a thing of re-rolling, and you've got some abilities like here, Gentle Rain, the AoE. Like, is it nice? Sure. Is it enough to keep someone up if they keep attacking the same target? No.
No.
It's really not. And so if you get stuck in a loop trying to re-roll to get something happen, and you just aren't getting it, it kind of, it's that point of, what do I do? Right? What do you want from me again? What do you need?
I ask that of too many of my speed games.
I feel that.
But this should be solid.
Yep, looking good.
This is more where I want to be than the last attempt was. So.
Yep.
My favorite is I'm trying to like glance at the HP that we have left. Oh, it's an AoE. Well, I don't get to see 900. Okay, so Marrow Loot is
We're
almost
getting
gone.
there.
That's
We
not ready.
still have our blast, which is nice. There you go, Marrow Loot
go.
is taking it. So we just have the one final boss left.
Yep, time will be on last hit, which
7k health.
we're getting there.
Yeah. Another 200.
Yes.
That's a nice.
Nice
one.
2K. This one final push.
So 3,000. So on the dot about. So about 2,500. Catch him.
Can I? Oh, I can do this.
We're getting very close.
It was one of those I didn't want to have the hyper go to nothing. And we're gonna go ahead when we get to Cthulhu.
Yeah, 1,000 looks like.
Yep, dark mode activated.
And then
And time. Oh,
We got through.
there's credits, but this is just the best ending scene. I'm just gonna leave it right there. I feel like that's the answer for the Runway. But yeah, I think we did a lot of our shoutouts during the run. But one last time, I want to thank my two commentators for coming and talking through this so that I could think. I wanted to do another shout out to Church, who was the first person to route the game at all. That's Church and Sarge. Thank you to my partner for being supportive and staying up super late to sit on the couch. And yeah,
shout outs to all of y'all for joining us and hanging out with us.
and this amazing tech team for making sure that this ran as smoothly as possible.
Shout outs to the next runners for putting up with us. I apologize. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Well, shout outs again to Alphena and crew for saving Christmas along with Cthulhu. Thank you so much for that fantastic run. On the note of the power of friendship, we want to thank some people who've helped make this week possible, like our merch partner. Tantrum Merch is excited to partner with RPG Limit Break for the first time to launch an exclusive merch collection supporting the National Alliance on Mental Illness. This lineup includes 8 unique shirt designs, including a replica of this year's 10th anniversary attendee shirt, as well as a cozy blanket, a sleek journal, an enamel pin, a stainless steel water bottle, an RPGLB cap, and more. Featuring bold graphics and heartfelt designs, $5 from every sale of these items goes directly to charity. In addition to this great merchandise, we're thrilled to announce that for the first time, there's our very own real-life Mimi plush with an opening lid to store your treasures. I'm holding it right now as I read this. Once Tantrum has sold 165 Mimi plushes, half of the proceeds from all of these purchases will be donated directly to NAMI, and you can see the progress to this goal up at the top of your screen. If you purchase a Mimi during the event and include your Twitch handle in your order, our content team will give you a shout-out live on stream. Explore the full collection now at tantrummerch.com/RPGLimitBreak and help make a difference. All right, and with that, we are going to send you to a break. This is the end of my time on the hosting mic for now, but when we come back, you'll be in the perfectly pleasant and punctual proclamations of our pal Palmer, so please peruse our prizes and stick around, and there'll be more RPG Limit Break coming up soon.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to RPG Limit Break. It is great to have you here, but as great as it is, unfortunately, we do have to abide by some time restrictions here. So for the sake of viewing pleasure, we're going to go ahead and do a brief restart. Please hang around with us, hit that F5 and refresh key, and you will see us right back here very, very soon. Thanks. Welcome back to RPG Limit Break 2025. My name is Palmer. I will be your host for this next segment. Shout out to the last host, Tree, with an absolute blast. And the rhyming schemes, the effort was absolutely commendable, so well done. And man, I'm looking forward to this next run, Maka Maka, with Wolf and crew. You're definitely going to want to check this one out, so make sure you stay tuned. But before that, let me remind you that RPG Limit Break 2025 is coming to you live from Denver, Colorado, where we are raising money for NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness. NAMI was formed in 1979 as a grassroots advocacy organization by a group of parents whose children suffered with serious mental illnesses, and they've maintained that focus to this day. It is an excellent, excellent cause. Happy to be part of it. Looking forward for that next run, so stay tuned. Welcome back to RPG Limit Break 2025. I'm Palmer, and I am happy to be here hosting for you at this lovely hour for this lovely game. I do want to remind you that we are accepting donations here for NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Illness, and they are the nation's largest grassroots mental health organization whose work is focused around three main pillars: education and support, awareness, and advocacy. What does that mean? That means for advocacy, for instance, that NAMI engages in federal advocacy and supports NAMI state organizations, exactly like the chapter here in Denver, actually, where RPGLB takes place. And they have all kinds of these state-level advocacy efforts. Now, I am very excited to see this next run. They do have a special treat for you, so if you guys can just hang tight a little bit longer, we're going to get that set up for you, and it's going to be absolutely worth everyone's time. I do want to take a moment to remind you that some of the artwork we have here is designed by, very, very long-time community members, long-time contributors to what we do here at Limit Break and other marathons. Specifically want to shout out LLK, designer of our promo badges, the attendee badges, emotes. Definitely check out her work at jazaaboo.com. Now, I wouldn't be me if I didn't take a little bit of time here to talk about my favorite sponsor of the event, Dragon Roast Coffee. Dragon Roast Coffee is a dedicated coffee for gamers and the gaming community. Their small, passionate team puts their hearts into roasting coffee to order with the mythical heat of dragonfire, infusing a touch of enchantment in every sip. Visit their website at www.dragonroast.coffee and enter the promo code RPGLB25 at checkout for 10% off your order. Plus, for every 10-ounce bag of coffee purchased, Dragon Roast Coffee will donate $5 of that directly to the National Alliance on Mental Illness, which is what we're here raising money for. Additionally, you can purchase an exclusive RPG Limit Break tumbler available only for this event. This stainless steel dual insulated tumbler will keep your brew of choice warm or cold all day, ready for whatever your adventure takes you. For every RPG Limit Break tumbler purchased, Dragon Roast Coffee will donate $15 to the National Alliance on Mental Illness. So what are you waiting for? Get out there, fuel your adventure with Dragon Roast Coffee today. And for what it is worth, they have some really incredible and unique flavors. Definitely give their website a check out and see what might interest you.
This feels like the gag in